And a very good Saturday morning, afternoon, evening to you, the Whenever Saturday podcast with your host, me, Andy Pollack, the 11th of April, 2026. Get the sponsors out of the way, obviously, so that way I don't have to do them later on. Now, I can't believe it. Next week is finally WrestleMania. Next week. Wow. I mean, that time is going by pretty quickly. I mean, even though WrestleMania season feels like a drag, and already is. Now, I know for most of my viewers in the New York area, you have Optimum, and the bad news is Optimum has still not authorized the ESPN Unlimited or All Access or whatever it's called now. Or you're a cord cutter and you're like, oh, I don't want to pay $30 to watch WrestleMania. I'm already paying, now it's $8.99 for the Netflix with ads plan. I mean, is there like a cheaper alternative for me to maybe try to watch WrestleMania next weekend? Well, that's where our sponsor comes in, Proton VPN, for just, get this, and you're not going to believe the price that I am about to mention, for only $2.99 a month for new users, right? So that is $71.76 for the 2-year plan, right? Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm reading it correctly. For the 2-year plan, VPN Plus, you can secure 10 devices up to a time, stay safe while browsing the World Wide Web with high VPN speeds, block ads, trackers, and malware, priority support and live chat 24/7, 15,000 servers in 120 countries. So again, you use the Canada server for an example. You can go with Montreal or Toronto if you're on the East Coast. And you will be able to watch WrestleMania 42 live on Netflix next weekend. In fact, I will mention today on Netflix, the Gypsy King. You WWE fans, Tyson Fury is back in the ring today at 2 p.m. So look at that. Very happy about that news. I forget who's he fighting today, but yes, you can use the VPN. It's still the cheapest monthly plan if you want to go by month. It's $9.99 a month. The yearly plan is $47.88 for the VPN Plus. So what are you waiting for? Again, you got screwed by Optimum. You have no way to watch WrestleMania next weekend. I mean, it could change. They might authorize it by next week, so who knows. But take advantage. Visit ProtonVPN.com. Right, I just wanted to make sure that was the right URL. Okay, next sponsor, and this is a very important one, and this is the last time I'll bring him up for a while, until next year. This is only a seasonal sponsor. Now, tax day is coming up this Wednesday, April 15th. Oh boy, Uncle Sam is going to be knocking on your door if you have not filed your personal tax return yet for the 2025 season, because that's how taxes work. You go by the previous year. Do you need personal tax services? Well, that's where our sponsor, Michael Longobardi and Associates, come on in. Now, again, you need your taxes filed or you need a late extension. Mike and his staff can take care of that. If you're a business and you need bookkeeping, financial planning, financial statements, payroll services, you need a business tax return, Mike can handle it. Mike can do all of that. Mike has been in the business now for almost 30 plus years, so you know you're in good hands with Mike. In fact, I'm going to be in Floral Park this upcoming week. I got an event for Norfolk coming up. Not going to say where, but I am going to be in a restaurant, so not going to be too far from this area. So, you need assistance before April 15th for maybe your last minute. You want to see Mike on Wednesday, and you're like, hey, Mike, I want to file my taxes today. Go on ahead. Go visit Mike and his staff. You can go to 9A Vernon Street, literally right on the corner of Tulip Avenue, and right off the Floral Park, Long Island Railroad train station. For more information, including direct contact info, please visit mlongobarditax.com. Now, here's another important sponsor that I want to bring up. It's still pothole season. Is your car having suspension trouble? Because I know a lot of people have been dealing with potholes lately. You need a tire installed. Or this is the perfect week to do this. Do you need your air conditioning checked in your car? Because this is the perfect week to get it checked. Now that the weather is... we're going to have a lot of 80-degree days coming up next week. Visit Pete's Auto Care in Limbrook. Pete and Elvis, you're in good hands. The gold standard of automotive maintenance, repair, and restoration. You can trust Pete. Pete is a certified auto technician. So you know you're in good hand. ASE Certified Master Automotive Technician. So, again, you need the air conditioner checked because you could be in a situation where you turn the air conditioner on this week and you're like, what? Why is my vent blowing out warm air? This should be cold air coming out. Well, Pete can fix that. Pete can handle it. You know, he's 100%. If you know he's a certified auto technician, he can handle it. Pete's the guy to do it. Pete knows what he's doing. So was Elvis. So, Pete's going to be upfront with the price. You need an oil change or at a certain mile. Pete can handle that too. Pete, you got an issue with the car, any issue, Pete can handle you. You're in good hands. Also, Elvis can handle you too because he's the specialist as well. Because sometimes you need a two-man crew in a repair shop. So what are you waiting for? Go check out Pete in Limbrook, 194 Horton Avenue. And if you need direct contact information, please visit Pete'sAutoCareNY.com. And then our last sponsor. Now, I know the Islanders have a game today at 1 o'clock. They have another game tomorrow. So if you need, or again, don't forget, Game 82 is coming up. Now, I would have mentioned Barry Manilow Monday night, but apparently Barry Manilow has postponed this concert on Monday night. Apparently he's dealing with some sort of health issue. So I was going to mention if you need a bite to eat before the Barry Manilow concert, but now that's not going to happen. Or, again, Bruce Springsteen's actually going to be at UBS on May 5th. Almost forgot about that one. But if you need a bite to eat for any event at UBS Arena, or you want a bite to eat before you check out the shops at UBS, because there is the new outlet shops over there on Hempstead Turnpike in Elmont, go to the Stop 20 Diner. You want breakfast for dinner, dinner for breakfast, they can handle it. You got a bunch of rowdy kids that want something, they have an extensive children's menu, so you're in good hands. Very delicious food, and again, I always say this about the Stop 20 Diner. I highly recommend, please try the brownie. It is delicious. Take it from me. So what are you waiting for? Go check out the Stop 20 Diner. I'll give you the exact address in just a second. I should have had the tab loaded. 1336 Hempstead Turnpike in Elmont. You can visit stop20diner.shop. They have the whole menu on there. Staff will look out for you. Very good food. I know it's a tiny diner, but trust me, closest place near UBS Arena and the outlets to grab a bite to eat. So now that we got that out of the way, I should be exhausted. I stayed up last night to watch the Sabrina Carpenter Coachella performance, and I'll get into all that later on. Believe me, we have a lot to talk about for this episode. So we are going to talk about, I'll do some sports notes. I'll make some picks for the NFL draft in terms, like some brief overview of what I think the Jets and the Giants should do in the draft, since I'm not really going to be able to do it next week because we are going to do my WrestleMania 42 predictions next Saturday. So I will bring that up. There'll be no Whenever Saturday next week because of WrestleMania coming up. What was I going to say? Right, so I'll do some sports notes quickly after we're going to do some pop culture stuff. But unfortunately, we have to talk about politics. And first things first, I don't know what's going to happen with Iran. Trump is saying one thing. He says the next thing. I don't know. I don't know if that port of Hormuz is reopened yet. Who knows? Supposedly today, the vice president's in Pakistan with Jared Kushner and whoever he's with to negotiate. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's going to make the news today. So we'll see. Price of gas keeps going up. It's only going to get worse with the summer blend fuel coming up. I don't think we're going to see the price of gas go down until we really know this war with Iran is over, and then, the Port of Hormuz is reopened, and then probably it'll take months to get the price back to like $3 a gallon, the way it was like before this war. So, as far as everything else is concerned, there was a rumor that Trump was going to fire Tulsi Gabbard, but someone convinced Trump to keep her. I mean, right now, the two people that have been fired in the administration are Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christine Noem, and then Attorney General Pam Bondi was fired. So that makes two women that have been fired by President Trump recently. Speaking of gas, they're saying that this is like the biggest 1 month spike in the price of gas since 1967. So you got to go back to when Lyndon Baines Johnson was president. I mean, that's nothing compared to what we're paying now for gas, right? In fact, I'll just get the national average pretty quickly. So the price actually is starting to go down a little bit. It was like $4.15 yesterday. Now it went down like 2 cents, $4.13 a gallon. So maybe they are quietly trying to reopen the Port of Hormuz, where they get the oil tankers from. Who knows? But I wanted to quickly discuss Trump because, when else am I going to do it? Now, again, stop asking me about the midterms. I know I get a lot of questions from people. Oh, Andy, do you think the Republicans will keep the House? They'll keep the Senate? Look, it's only April. I can't make a prediction on how the midterm elections are going to go until probably September or October. It's way too early. Just like how people are always asking me, oh, what do you think about Bruce Blakeman? Do you think he has a shot to become governor? Again, the polls are fluctuating. Could go that way. I don't know. But there is something confidently I can predict at the moment. California. Oh man, what a bombshell that came out this morning on Eric Swalwell, leading candidate for governor. Apparently, he's facing his own Andrew Cuomo type sexual harassment situation. And apparently now, one woman has come forward claiming that I don't want to say the R word, but use your imagination, because if I say the certain R word, I could get flagged, and it might not be good, and then I could probably get yelled at by Pete and Mike, my sponsors, and I really don't want to say the R word, but just use your imagination. You'll figure it out. And by the way, I don't need to get into Mike's politics, because I know him way too well, but yeah, I'm sure Mike is happy about this news in California. That's all I'll say. So that was a major bombshell that came out this morning. I was like, whoa. So just like New York, we had our own pervert as a governor, Andrew Cuomo, who, by the way, tried running for mayor of New York City last year. We all remember how that ended up, right? And I'll say this. You got to keep an eye on that Steve Hilton guy. I'm telling you, I think if Steve becomes governor, you're going to see the golden age of California come back. I'm calling it. Because I think what they do in California is, it's not Democrat or Republican in like the primary election. You could have two Republicans running each other in the general. I believe there's like one other Republican that's running against Steve Hilton. So like if they faced each other off, that could be very interesting. So I'll have to keep an eye on California now that Eric Swalwell is being accused of sexual harassment and assault. Yeah, that's where I'll leave it at. So that was a major bombshell that came out this morning, which nobody saw coming on Eric Swalwell. And by the way, I'll say one thing about this Eric Swalwell character. He looks like a freaking baby face. Look up the guy. Google him. Google him. Oh my God. This guy is seriously running for governor of California? Stay in your own lane, Eric. You're already in trouble as it is, Swalwell. Swalwell, or whatever his name is. Ugh. So, I don't want to get too much into Trump or California. But I do want to talk about Mamdani pretty quickly here. And by the way, my video that I did on the mayor, for the people that commented on it, oh my God, I'm telling you, they're bowing down to Sorohan easily. Bunch of sore-sap socialist losers. That's what you are. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave that at. Ugh, boy. So, what I'm going to do is a couple of criticisms of this mayor very quickly. Okay, I don't want to say this or that. And by the way, Mayor Mamdani is going to have to be held accountable for this. As I was just about to record this podcast, we had a stabbing at Grand Central. Multiple people stabbed this morning on the 4, 5, and 6 train platform. And apparently, thank God the cops are there, NYPD shot the suspect. So, crime is out of hand with this mayor. There's a perception that crime is okay. No, it's not. Again, the Bronx has the most crimes per capita since this mayor came in. Keep that in mind. The other things I will mention that I'm not too thrilled with this mayor about is the fact that 16 people in the cold weather died under the mayor's watch during that cold snap that we had in the winter. All right? That's Mamdani. It's fault. And in the potholes, the mayor can, I filled 100,000 potholes. They have not filled the potholes by Cunningham Park, I'll tell you that. And I'm going to go over there on Tuesday if I have to. I don't know where I'll be on Tuesday, because I'm on the way to Long Island for an event on Tuesday, but oh boy. But I'm telling you, I did not expect my video to blow up the way it did. And if it did, alright. But these socialists are so spoiled. They're crybabies. They probably are not real New Yorkers. They never lived through the Rudy Giuliani and Mike Bloomberg days like I did, when things were a lot safer. Things made a lot more common sense. Well, then again, Bloomberg, later on, I mean, it was his fault that he did shut down Broadway to make it pedestrian friendly. So that was Mike Bloomberg's fault, to be fair. Look, I'm not thrilled with this mayor. And then, supposedly, he wants to raise your property taxes to make up the deficit. Really? 10% property tax increase. But you know, the city council speaker, Julie Menon, who, by the way, again, we've talked about this. She's from a district in Manhattan where her constituents are landlords. All right? They pay property taxes on the buildings. So if you raise property taxes, that means rent's going to go up. Remember when Mamdani said he was going to freeze the rent? Oh, that hasn't gone well. Now has it? Remember when Mamdani said, oh, I'm going to make the buses free? Well, supposedly now, the MTA has announced that they're not going to make the buses free anytime soon. Now, in Philadelphia, they have a program like that. But here's the catch. You have to be like around the poverty line in order to qualify. And I think it's like a lottery-based system to get free rides on SEPTA in Philadelphia. So yeah, that's happening in Philadelphia, but not New York. So Mamdani broke that promise. Oh, remember when Mamdani said he's going to create grocery stores for free? Oh, that's not going so well now, is it? Nope. Oh, wow. And again, Poly Market tried that, and then look what happened. So look, I think at the end of the day, this mayor is just there for show. I think the reason why we're in mediocre straits, I think because of the city council speaker. I really think she's trying to keep Sorhan in check. I'm telling you, I like Julie Menon. I've been saying it for a while since she got in. I think Julie is doing a good job keeping this socialist disaster that we have as a mayor in check. All right. So, Julie, keep up the good work. You're doing a hell of a good job. And, we'll see what happens. But I'll say this. If I want one guy to be mayor in 2029, why not Beto Bracella? Why not the Staten Island Borough president? Or what about Vicky Palladino? I'm trying to think, what are the logical Republicans? And I don't know if I could see Joy and Iolia running. You know who I could see running from Brooklyn? How about Ida Beinikoff? She's young. Now, I know she supported Cuomo, but Ida would be a better mayor than what we have right now. Beto would be a better mayor than what we would have right now. Vicky would be a better mayor than what we have right now. And by the way, it kind of would be funny. Imagine if Sid Rosenberg ran for mayor. Now, don't ask me if I'm going to run. Why would I want to run? Why would I want to run? Remember, I fundraised for Curtis Lewa's first campaign. You know how difficult it is to fundraise when you're first starting off in politics? You have to file the work with the city campaign finance board and do this and do that. Oh my God. And then think about again, my likely, because right now I'm technically a registered Democrat. Now the only reason why I'm registered as a Democrat right now is because you all know I can't stand my councilwoman Grace Ming, alright? So, obviously, I don't know. I mean, if things don't go the way they do, I might write myself in as a candidate just to protest. Because if you all remembered, I did write myself in for city council against Jim Gennaro last year as a protest vote. Because I was disgusted that nobody ran against Jim Gennaro. Which I could have. In theory, I could have been the Republican candidate last year. I could have gotten enough signatures to get on the ballot. In theory, I could have been on the ballot and had no money running my campaign. In theory. I could have. But I digress. I think right now there are 3 candidates running against... No, 2 candidates. There's one I am supporting right now, which I'll get into in a later date. But if it comes to it and the other candidate drops out, we'll see what happens in June. Who knows? I think Lily Rosick's doing a decent job as my assemblywoman. I think she could be doing a lot better. But, I don't have criticisms as much of Lily Rosick. John Liu, I used to, but... Hey, at least John's been redeeming himself since I called him out 4 years ago. So I'll give him credit when credit's due. So again, I don't want to get into politics as much. Alright, I'm done talking about it for now. But, yeah. That's where I'll leave it. I don't want to hear about Julie Menon running. I don't want to hear about Jessica Tisch running. Please. Alright. I'm focused on what will happen with Congress. How these governor's races are going to go in the country this year. Because it could set the tone for 2028. So believe me, I don't want to think about that right now. But I will say one more thing. Supposedly Kamala Harris is teasing a 2028 run. Which, oh my God, that's going to cost the Democrats in 2028. I hate to say it. But if she runs again, I know there's some delusional people that think that, a socialist can be president. She's a socialist. Listen, Democrats, You're not going to win unless you have a common sense person like Josh Shapiro, Andy Bashir, or even John Fetterman. If I'm talking about the people that I like in the Democrat Party right now, even Tom Suozzi. Look, at the end of the day, you're not winning with a socialist. I mean, it can work in New York City because we got Mamdani, but it's not going to work nationwide. How are you going to convince people in the swing states to vote for you, Kamala? Huh? Not going to happen. Especially if the Republicans have J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio in there. I'm assuming that'll be one of the two. So, look at Kamala as a laughingstock, okay? Come on. You really think she has a chance? You know why I'll say this about Andy Bashir, the governor of Kentucky? He reminds me a lot of Bill Clinton. I've seen Andy give speeches, and I've seen him talk. I'm telling you, that's what the Democrats need in 2028 if they're going to reclaim the White House. They need a balanced ticket, and I've been theorizing that it could be him, it could be Josh Shapiro, or it could be John Fetterman that balance the ticket. Because if you have a Rust Belt Democrat and a Southern Democrat, I'm telling you, that'll really balance the ticket. If you have J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio on the Republicans running, I really think it could be a very close election. But I'm telling you right now, Democrats, you put Kamala in there, you're losing again. I'm sorry. I know how this works. All right? You can't have a socialist. You can't have a McGovern. You can't have a Dukakis. You can't have a Kerry. Somebody who looks clueless. Or a Looney Tune like Hillary Clinton, right? Because look how goofy she looked. Ugh. You gotta have a smooth talker like Bill Clinton. So I'm fully on board with Andy Bashir. If he's running, bring it on. I would love to have a Southern Democrat back in the White House. That would really be interesting, huh? Somebody with common sense in this country. All right, so the political stuff is over. So for the rest of the podcast, we're going to do some sports notes. And I'll get into some of the pop culture news with Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift. And even some Bebe Rexha news. There was one more thing I wanted to bring up about politics. Now my mind's being thrown off. Go check out Pine Power LI's video last night on the Long Island Railroad strike that might happen in May. I'm scheduled to testify to the Long Island Railroad Committee on the 27th this month over Zoom about it. But John did a great video last night, Pine Power LI, so go check it out. I'll leave that video in the description below because I knew I had one more political thing I wanted to bring up because he did call out our wonderful governor, Kathy Hochul, and of course, Mr. Armcast man, Janel Lieber, the MTA chairman. So, by the way, Janel, will you ever tell us why you're in an Armcast? We've been wondering to know over the past couple of weeks. Listen, I'm more direct with you guys than anybody else is on YouTube. There's some TMI stuff. Come on, there's some certain TMI stuff. But anyhow. All right, now we get to the sports. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines. They won the NCAA men's tournament. They beat UConn on Monday night. The Final Four, you had Michigan beat Arizona. You had UConn defeat Illinois. So it was UConn that lost to Michigan on Monday night. It's the Michigan Wolverines' first title since 1989. I think they're the first Big Ten team since Michigan State with Tom Izzo to win a championship. So a big congratulations to Michigan. The transfer portal is open. So Rick Pitino and St. John's, they have a lot of decisions to make. It's going to be a different team next season. So that's where I'll leave it at that. The main topic of the weekend is the Masters. heading into play today, and I'll do some YouTube short reactions later today and tomorrow and whatever, right? Rory McIlroy has a 6-shot lead heading into the third round today. If you're keeping an eye on the tee time, Rory will tee off at 2:40 today. CBS will have coverage of the Masters today and tomorrow. Paramount Plus is supposed to do, I think, coverage at noon today and tomorrow. Because yesterday and Thursday, first 2 rounds were exclusive on Amazon Prime Video before ESPN took over the coverage. So, Rory has a huge lead. I think he's on his way to back-to-back green jackets, so we'll see what happens. Rory dominated the last couple of holes. Listen, things could go crazy. Depends on what happens on tomorrow, but right now, confidently, Rory McIlroy is leading at the Masters, so that's where I'll lead off with that. Minus 12. 12 under. So that's where he is at the moment. The other golfers are like 6 under at the moment, heading into the third round this afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens. As far as the Knicks are concerned, I know my mom's friend's husband's going to ask, Andy, will you talk about the Knicks? I'll talk about them quickly. So I know he's watching. Right now, the Knicks are the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. They officially clinched it last night. The Celtics won. So the Celtics had to lose for the Knicks to still be mathematically in that 2 seed. So I'm just looking at the standings right now. And at the moment, season were to end today, they would end up playing Toronto. They could still end up playing Charlotte. They could still end up playing Philadelphia, maybe. It depends. No. Right. They wouldn't play Charlotte. They would play Philadelphia. Maybe Philadelphia if they climbed up. But it could be Toronto, Orlando, or Philadelphia in the first round. So they should get past the first round. It's no... Even if OG Anunoby is injured, he has an ankle injury apparently. He got hurt last night. Ugh. Hate to see that in the playoffs, but this team is healthy. They could do something. They could do something. Who knows? But I'm telling you right now. Oh, Indiana's not in it this year. Who cares if Indiana's not in it this year? This is a much tougher Eastern Conference than it was last year. Because you got the Pistons, you got the Celtics, and you got the Cavaliers. Why are people underlooking Cleveland? Cleveland, listen, that 4-5 matchup could be very difficult for Cleveland. You know, if they're playing Atlanta or Toronto, who knows? But if you're a Cavalier fan, who knows? So I think tomorrow we'll know the matchups in the first round. Tomorrow is game 82 in the NBA. The Knicks will be the 3 seed, so they'll either have 53 wins or 54 wins. I mean, who cares anyway? I mean, probably most of the starters are not even going to play tomorrow anyway, so who really cares at this point? I'll just say this. The way to watch the playoffs are going to be so difficult this year. Some games are going to be exclusive to Amazon Prime Video. Some games are going to be on Peacock. I don't know. Might be very difficult to watch the NBA playoffs versus hockey. You know the good thing about hockey? It's actually easier to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs because they're on TNT. They're on ESPN. It was actually a lot easier to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs than the NBA playoffs this year. Ugh. So at least hockey, you have an easy option to watch on cable or satellite or Fios or whatever people watch their pay TV nowadays on. So I'm not worried about the Knicks. We'll see what happens. What I am worried about a couple of other things, so I'll touch up on the Mets first. Oh my God, this team is going to look like a disaster. It's waiting to happen. Oh my God, Lindor can't even hit. Francisco Lindor can't even hit right now. He has no RBIs. No RBIs right now. For a leadoff hitter. Oh my God. I mean, that could change later today or the next couple days. Oh. You gotta remember, after they played the Athletics, they're gonna go to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers, and then they're going to Chicago to play the Cubs. Oh my God. And in this bullpen. Oh my God. I mean, the bullpen's been all right. I mean, Clay Holmes looked pretty decent until he got hurt last night. Oh my God. Can somebody please get Richard Dick Lovelady off this team, please? And Tobias Myers could be next too. Oh my God. You know, here's something. I have an issue with Carlos Mendoza. I have a big problem with him. So Devin Williams was warming up in the 8th inning. All right, makes sense. Warm him up, get him ready, whatever. Right? You thought, okay, there was a runner on base, bottom of the 8th inning. Somebody got on base. I don't know. I was so frustrated with the game last night. We only got 5 hits against Sacramento, 5 or 6 hits. I digress. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Oh, then the other night against Arizona. Remember when he put Luke Weaver in? I'm sorry, but McLean should have pitched another inning. He's found a way to get the hell out of that inning on Wednesday. No, it was Thursday. It was Thursday, right. I'm so frustrated with this team. I'm really scared what's going to happen with the road trip. Oh my God, it's going to be a mess. The Dodgers are getting hot. The Dodgers look like a good team. Right now they have like 10 wins. The Dodgers are doing their Dodger things right now. Oh my God. Juan Soto is hurt. He has a calf injury. The Mets need Juan Soto back as soon as possible. Oh my God. So, Craig Kimbrell got called up. We'll see what happens. I will say this. With the Yankees, don't worry about them as much if you're a Yankee fan. They're in a slump. But listen, you got Fried on the mound today. You should be fine. You'll beat Tampa tomorrow or Sunday. Stop complaining about your team. You're going to be in the playoffs. The American League is so mediocre. But I am worried about the Mets. I really am scared. There has to be some serious lineup changes when Soto comes back. Oh my God. Polanco was hurt too. That's why this team looks so unrecognizable right now. And Bichette can barely hit too. We bought this guy in for a ridiculous amount of money and he can't even hit. Simeon can't even hit too. And I knew he was going to be bad. So we'll see. I mean, again, we got Craig Kimbrell on the bullpen today. He's getting called up. We'll see. But seriously, I'm sorry. Devin Williams should have came in the 9th inning last night. There was no excuse why Myers should have pitched the 9th. I'm sorry. Devin Williams should have came into the game last night. There was no excuses. So anyhow, I digress. As far as the Islanders are concerned, they got to win the next 3 games to make the playoffs. Let's just quickly go into the standings in terms of how the Islanders are doing today. They're still mathematically in it for the 3rd seed in the Metro, right? So they are still mathematically in it. They're like a point behind Philadelphia today. I think the Islanders are going to have to go 2-1 or 3-0 to make the playoffs. Must-win game today. They have to beat Ottawa in order to have a chance to even stay mathematically alive for the wild card, or at least still be in it maybe around game 82 on Tuesday night against Carolina. Pretty much, I believe Carolina is playing for something too. They're playing for like the number 1 overall seed in the Eastern Conference. They have like 108 points. Buffalo's like second place right now in terms of who can overall win the Eastern Conference. Now, don't worry about the President's Cup. Colorado has it. They've already clinched it. Listen, I'll say this. The Islanders can take advantage of the schedule. Because believe it or not, Montreal is playing Columbus tonight. So you want to root for Montreal tonight before we play the Canadiens tomorrow night. Now, keep this in mind. Here's the schedule. So I'll go over the schedule pretty quickly. So today is a 1 o'clock game against the Senators. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock against Montreal. And then game 82 will be against Carolina Tuesday night. So all 3 remaining games, the good news is they all are at UBS Arena in Elmont. So that gives the Islanders home ice. The new coach, Peter DeBras, has announced that likely Ilya Sorokin will start the last remaining 3 games. And he should. Listen, if you're going to ride the sinking ship at this point, I would start Ilya Sorokin. I know I've criticized him. I've said this and that about him, but who cares? Who honestly cares? So, that's where I'll leave it at. I'm very nervous. Philadelphia actually has a big game tonight as well. I'll just look at the Flyers schedule. I know tonight they actually have a huge game against Winnipeg. And actually, Winnipeg has a huge game tonight. They're actually still mathematically alive for the wild card in the Western Conference. So, the good news is, it does benefit the Islanders. Hopefully, Winnipeg wins tonight, because that would really help the Islanders out. In terms of Philadelphia's schedule, who are they facing? All right, good. So, Philadelphia has just as tough a schedule as the Islanders do. So, Philadelphia goes to Winnipeg tonight. Last 2 games for Philadelphia. The Flyers will play Carolina Monday night. Then they'll play Montreal Tuesday night. So, I don't know. In terms of Ottawa, I want to look at the Senators' schedule pretty quickly here before I get to the NFL draft. All right, so Ottawa has to play. See, Ottawa has a very easy schedule. This is what scares me. So tomorrow they're going to play the Devils in New Jersey. And then they got the last home game. Game 82 will be Wednesday night against the Maple Leafs. So we'll see. I don't know what'll happen. The Islanders just have to win these last 3, or at least hope that they can go 2-1. I would rather beat Ottawa today and then hope that something will give in the standings. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm very nervous. But again, I think it should be just like the Titanic. If you're going to go down with the sinking ship, Peter DeBras, I think, is going to make the right move. I think Sorokin will start. Ilya's got to play in net. So we'll see. We'll see. So last sports note I will talk about is the NFL draft. Look, I'm going to say this. The Jets need to take somebody at number 2 on the defense. That's where I'll leave it at. The good news is the Jets do have 2 first-round picks. So in the mock draft, they think the wide receiver from Indiana will be available. So I would take Omar Cooper at 16. So here's what I would do if I am the Jets GM. I would go 2 defense, pick somebody at defense, because you know Mendoza's going to go at 1. And the good news about Fernando, there's a stopgap quarterback in Vegas ready. How about Kirk Cousins, huh? He signed a deal with the Raiders. He's getting a lot of money. So that's good that Fernando's going to a good situation in Vegas, knowing that he'll be the backup to Kirk Cousins next season. So we'll see how that goes in Vegas. But yeah, Jets should go defense. If you're a Giant fan, you gotta have an offensive tackle, offensive lineman. That's where I would go with. You got to build the offensive line around Jackson Dart. So that's going to be a huge news. If you're a Giant fan, that's what you want. But yes, I would go with Cooper. I would take the wide receiver from Indiana at 16. And look, the good news for the Jets, and here's something interesting for the Jets. Number 33, they get the first pick in the second round. I would gamble on it. I would take Ty Simpson. If Simpson's there, take him. I'm dead serious. Take Simpson. I would definitely take Ty Simpson. Why not? Why not? Because you do have a stopgap quarterback with Geno Smith. So we'll see. So those are some of my quick thoughts on the NFL draft. So now we'll get to the good stuff. The pop culture stuff. First things first. I want to talk about the Tonys very quickly here. I am so happy that Pink got announced as the host. Oh my God. I think she's going to do a great job hosting at Radio City, which this is a big deal for her. If she does a good job, Kelly Clarkson is leaving her daytime TV show. It's been rumored that Pink is going to take over the Kelly Clarkson show next season. So why not? I think this is a good move. I think Pink will do a very good job hosting. Now that will be on June 7th. So I'm very happy about that. Far as SNL was concerned, I thought Jack Black did a good job last week. That was good enough. I'll do more SNL stuff the next couple of weeks in the podcast and we'll talk about it. I don't want to get into as much stuff. We know Olivia Rodrigo's hosting and performing on May 2nd, so that'll be fun to watch. But for tonight, you have Domingo Coleman, the actor. He's playing Michael Jackson's father in that new biopic film. So, Anita is a Spanish artist. She's performing tonight, which I'm not really interested in that. Who really? I don't know. So I digress on that. Right, so Olivia Rodrigo is releasing an album. It's a very long name. You seem so sad for a girl who's in love or something like that. It's a very long name. Get this. June 12th, the same day, Bebe Rexha is releasing her next studio album, New Religion. That'll be fun, right? Bebe Rexha and Olivia Rodrigo releasing an album on the same day. That should be fun. On June 12th. As far as everything else is concerned, I'm curious about that Michael Jackson film. I am curious about it. We'll see how it looks. They say it ends right around Michael's success when Bad came out in 1987, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Michael Jackson's nephew, he looks just like him. I'm very impressed. So anyhow, what else did I want to get into? Right, I knew I was going to talk about you know who in just a second. But I'm kind of shocked that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are moving their wedding to New York. All right. What, because Taylor wants to see the 4th of July fireworks in New York? Hey, that's a good wedding wish, right? So, you got me to sit the topic out of my tongue. I will get it out. Let's talk about Sabrina Carpenter. Yay! All right. First things first. The house tour music video. I will admit that I did actually submit. I actually wrote a video for her recently. I did. We were going to end the running gag of killing men. Oh my God, they killed Kenny. The whole South Park thing. Well, I guess Sabrina didn't want to do that. Uh-oh. So you know who she got to direct the video with her? Anybody remember Andy McDowell? The actress from Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? Margaret Qualley. Jack Antonoff's wife, the producer of both Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, directed the video with her, and the girls were being all provocative, taking their panties off in like one of the scenes. Yeah, it's in the video. Go watch it. Say it out loud, all right? Hope I don't get flagged for saying that word, but oh my God. Crazy. What was I going to say? Right, so that video was crazy. Sabrina took one of her trophies back, the Grammy that she thought she should have won this year, right? And then, of course, she kills the man with a van. Runs him over. But there's a spider at the end of the video. Spiders have 8 legs. Right? Could Sabrina be working on her 8th studio album? Who knows? We'll see. So that was the negative. You know, I will say this. My treatment in my script, you know, was going to be Sabrina finally kept falling in love with a man. Now, it wasn't going to be me. It's going to be some taller guy. Probably he had abs or muscles. Yeah, typical male stereotype. You know, going to be a future car. The Chevy Corvette from the 80s with the futuristic dashboard. It was going to be a pineapple air freshener on the mirror. And Sabrina was going to give an actual house tour. And her dogs Goodwin and Louie were going to be in the video. When you enter through the back door. Little reference there. And then there was going to be a dance scene on Pretty Girl Avenue. And then we were going to have Rolling Stones Fade to Black. When Sabrina asks the man, "You coming in or what?" Hey, it's never too late to make a double video. Anybody remember 2 videos from the 2010s where Rihanna and Drake did work? They did like 2 separate versions. OT Genesis did "I'm in love with the Coco." Anybody remember that? And OT Genesis did like 2 separate videos. Hey, Sabrina, it's not too late. You can always do my version if you want. I digress. There's no urgent need to do it, right? Hey, some songs take off, like Jeremiah's OUI. That didn't get a video. So I don't know. I mean, depends. Who knows, right? So to wrap up this week's episode, let's talk about Coachella. That's the good thing. Oh my God, I loved Coachella. Who would have thought that in the beginning of the performance, right? Who would have thought one thing, right? Sam Elliott, the cop, pulled over Sabrina and there was a Dalmatian. I'm telling you, I think that Dalmatian is named Ringo. It has to be, right? Ringo, come here, boy. You know, the whole Photograph song from the 70s. That's what I'm thinking, why I would name a Dalmatian Ringo. But yes, let me find it right here. I know I have it. I know it's right around here somewhere. If I can find it. Win this on the fly. Here we go. Yeah, guys. She transitioned into her man's best friend era. I know you can barely see the CD. She transitioned into it. Oh, man. Like, I listened to this album at least 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. And, like, I know the songs very well from it by now. Most of them, yeah. There were some songs that she did. She only did 1 song, well, 2 songs from Emails I Can't Send. She did Because I Liked a Boy, and she did Feather. right? She did 2 of those songs. She did a couple of short and sweet songs, right? But I'm telling you, finally, this is what we were all waiting for. She finally did the short and sweet song. Not the vehicle passed by. She finally did the Man's Best Friend songs. Finally! She did some songs that were never performed before. Sugar Talking was one of them. So, finally, right? So it was great. Guided meditation with Samuel L. Jackson. That Juno position. That was an interesting one, huh? Now, the other celebrity cameos. First of all, Susan Sarandon rambling. Okay. Looking back on life. Whatever. Corey Fulgomanis, the guy from Girl Meets World, came out to the car, right? The other cameos, Will Ferrell actually came out and he unplugged. He was like plugging back in one thing, right? Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was random, right? Now, one more thing I will say about the performance. Oh my god, the classic car. Sabrina was driving a pink Cadillac, a classic pink Cadillac. And then at the end, she was driving this Ford Thunderbird. So, listen, I was very happy with the performance. She has like one more performance next week. It's like 2 weeks where a Coachella artist performs. Now, tonight, you have Justin Bieber performing. Now, I will say this. Yesterday, the lineup at Coachella was the only thing I liked yesterday was Teddy Swims. Other than that, everything was so bad yesterday. Oh my god. You know. Now let me just look at today. So you have Addison Rae. Now I know who Giveon is. The Strokes might be okay, but am I really going to stay up for that? Probably not. You know what I'm looking forward to tonight at 10 o'clock? Somber. He's good. He's good. In fact, he was actually at Sabrina's performance last night. From what I heard, apparently Addison Rae was there last night watching Sabrina. Oh, man. You know what's also good? David Guetta. Pink Panthers is also performing. You have Jack White today. Because he was just on with Jack Black last week, right? But again, I was not too thrilled with yesterday's lineup, other than Teddy Swims. That was not a good lineup. I'm sorry. I really was not too thrilled with that. And tomorrow's lineup, the only thing I am looking forward to is Gigi Perez and then maybe Foster the People. But then after that, the rest of the lineup stinks. So good thing we have Saturday today at Coachella. And by the way, really? Justin Bieber is performing? Guess what time Justin Bieber is performing at? 2:25 in the morning. Really? No one is staying up at 2:25 a.m. to watch Justin Bieber on the East Coast. I mean, you could do it for Sabrina Carpenter when she was on at midnight last night. But no one's staying up for Justin Bieber. Who's going to stay up that late? I'm not. I mean, I'll see some highlights, but yeah, thank goodness the Coachella lineup is good today. Oh my God. Thank God for the Saturday lineup, because if this lineup wasn't good today, oh my God, it would be a freaking humanitarian disaster. Because the Governor's Ball lineup sucks this year. Lollapalooza in Chicago. I will mention one more thing. I am excited for Tate McRae to headline that. That's going to be fun. But I looked at the Governor's Ball in New York. Oh my God, the lineup is terrible this year. I don't even recognize anybody on that lineup. So I digress. I told you, I warned everybody on my live stream that I deleted last week. This was going to be an hour, and we've hit the 1 hour threshold. So, I'm going to wrap up the episode. I've gotten all I needed out this week. So, thank you all for watching. I don't know when the next episode of Whenever Saturday will be. I think it'll probably be, oh yeah, right, the next episode will be on April 25th. So stay tuned for a new episode on April 25th of Whenever Saturday. Again, next Saturday, I will have my WrestleMania predictions. 9 a.m. I'm going to record them on Friday. So that way, it's ready for Saturday morning. So that way, everybody can look forward to what my thoughts are going to be on WrestleMania 42 next week from Las Vegas. So, alright. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back on April 25th to give my thoughts on the NFL draft. And I will recap week 2 of Coachella. And I will talk about Justin Bieber. And I guess I'll preview the last 3 SNL episodes. Because I'm thinking, what can I talk about? Who knows what will happen in 2 weeks. So, let's go Islanders. I'm really nervous about these last 3 games. Oh yeah, we could talk about the Knicks. Right, how they're doing in the playoffs. And maybe I'll recap the Masters. I don't know, but again, let's go Islanders. I'm nervous. Look out for my YouTube shorts, etc., etc. So, God bless America. So until the next one, please take care.